Your boy's coughing. Now look, a lot of people, a lot of critics, they didn't think I'd be back. But here I am. Back with a vengeance. Now, did he just have a coughing fit start about 45 minutes ago? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did that delay the start of the stream a little bit? It sure did. I don't know why I'm coughing. I don't feel sick. I don't think I'm sick. But he started coughing, didn't he? He did. JD, what's up, dude? The kid started coughing. Now, did I just have some Dayquil and some Chloraseptic to try to stop this cough? I did do that. I won't lie about it. Did it help? Doesn't seem like it. That's fine, though. Drink of the stream. Waterloo, raspberry nectarine. Obviously. Obviously, he went for it, didn't he? Didn't he? Not sponsored, but it can be. Business email in the description. I just spilled all over myself. It's fine, though. He's going to keep going. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. A wonderful Sunday. Deuce Productions, what up? Ezekiel, what up? All right. Now, Gamer Athletics and Natalie, they're at Disneyland, right? Am I jealous? Am I bitter? I sure am. Sure am. But that's fine. All right, so we're going to talk about, I want to talk about Steph Curry. I want to talk about PEDs. Thanks. I like this hat. I also like my little, my little Stagecoach pin and a Bay Meadows pin. If you know, then gosh darn it, you know. Okay? Now, Stagecoach pin is just a vintage pin I found in an antique store. Now, while I like to get contemporary pins, right? I'll get some pin. I have a whole thing of pins over here. I'll get some pins from Bay Area Pins. I'll get some pins from I'll get some pins from Stark Express. I'll get some pins from Last Dive Bar, right? But it's also fun to find some pins at antique stores. So that's one of my antique store pins. Same with the Bay Meadows pin. If you know, you know. Do I collect cards? Well, not really. I don't really collect cards, but I have a lot. If that makes sense. Like, I'm not like an avid collector. It's like the money phone. You know what I mean? I'm Lil Baby of Sunday night live streams. I don't really collect cards, but I do have a lot of cards, but I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm in like that scene, but I enjoy that scene when I dip my toe in, if you know what I mean. You know, I talked about it I think a couple weeks ago. Hey, your boy can't talk today, can he? It's fine. Waterloo, everybody. Not sponsored, but it can be. Hit the business email in the description, and I can't talk tonight. That Netflix show, King of Collectibles or whatever, and it's Golden Auctions, and they have like the crazy cards that people pull. It'll be like they had like the Wemby's first autograph card. Yeah, Ruben, what up? I'm sorry, I don't know why I got a tickle in my throat. I don't feel sick. I better not be getting sick because I'm going to the Giants game tomorrow, and I'm supposed to see my aunt and my grandmother, and I don't want to hot potato COVID to them or something, you know? Did you make the Giants World Series reunion? I didn't. I was stuck at work, but I did wear my shirt and my hat. I wore my 2014 World Series hat, and I have a 2014 World Series Championship shirt, so I wore it. I was right near the ballpark, but wasn't there. Obviously, loved seeing all the videos and stuff. That was super cool. Wish I could have been there. What type of cards? The St. Louis cards? Yes, those cards. Barry Bonds was in that show. Yeah, he was. Barry Bonds was in the show. Joe Montana was in it, too. Um, yeah, it was weird. Barry Bonds, I guess, is friends with that guy, Ken Golden. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so trading cards, I was really big into trading cards when I was a kid. Like obsessed. Yeah. Josie, what up? Man, Kobe, I'm not dropping out of the race. You're right, dude. You're right. I mean, I don't feel sick. I just got a tickle in my throat. I tried to take a nap earlier. I got super, super tired. And I was like, before the live stream, let me just lay on the couch and take a little naparoo. And I woke up with a tickle in my throat, coughing. I think it's just allergies. But anyways, that's not interesting to anyone. No wonder my channel won't ever grow. I'm talking about having a little tickle in my throat and taking a nap on the couch. The people won't line up for that, will they? Huh? That won't put butts in seats. Anyways, let's talk about Steph Curry, man. Unreal. Unreal. In my opinion, oh my God, he's going to say it, isn't he? Oh my God, he's going to say it. Broadcast to the world. He's going to say it. Steph Curry's the pound for pound GOAT. He went there. He went there. Sometimes the people just got to hear the truth. Sometimes you can't just keep pulling the wool over people's eyes. He's the pound for pound GOAT. And what I mean is, when you factor in size and ability and all that, nobody excels to that level. Nobody has excelled to that level. LeBron James is what, 6'8"? Right? His body is like chiseled by, it's like a comic book artist drew it, right? Steph Curry's just a regular dude. About 6'1", 6'2". You know what I mean? And he excels to that level. His new show is my favorite show. Wait, which show? How about the preseason game? But I barely got to watch it. I had it on at work. So I barely got to watch it. But what a great day that was. We had the 2014 reunion. We had Steph Curry getting his gold medal. It was a good day. Currently working right now, Jake. All right, man. I'll be there on the 18th as well. Steph Curry's decent at basketball, I guess. What's up, Natalie? How you guys doing? How's the Magic Kingdom? Curry's the real GOAT, real American. Real American. Waiting in line to eat some fried chicken. Oh, life is good sometimes, ain't it? Life is good sometimes. Where at? Without him, they don't win the gold medal. No way. Last 4 threes? Come on. Curry should have won MVP. I mean, obviously I'm a Curry fan, so I want him to win MVP. But he did struggle early in the series, and LeBron was consistently really good the whole series. So, this is what I wanted to talk about when it comes to Steph Curry being the pound for pound GOAT. Oh, and I will also say, the memes have been funny about other teams' fans. Like, oh, this is what it feels like to root for Steph Curry. They've been hilarious. Some of the TikToks are hilarious, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And that said, I've always been a big LeBron hater ever since he went to Miami. I appreciate him. I think he's an incredible basketball player. But I have a lot of criticisms, right? But I like Olympic LeBron. I do. Olympic LeBron ain't too bad. He's not as whiny. He doesn't give up on his team. He's a team player. In the NBA, for whatever reason, when things aren't going good, he shuts down. He's not a team player. He's not. But again, this is in the Olympics. He's surrounded by superstars. He's having fun. right? It's not really about the money. And if it was that LeBron in the NBA for his whole career, I would give him a lot more flowers. If that makes sense. I don't know. All my criticisms aren't really there for Olympic LeBron. So that was cool. That was fun, Planning on going to the game on the 18th. All right, I'll be there. And I will be at the Giants game tomorrow. Unless this tickle turns into COVID. Whoa, I just punched my microphone. But I'm not dropping out of this race. We're seeing this thing through. Is the mic still working? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. We're fine. Ooh, the Plaza Inn, she says. Oh, right at the end of Main Street. Main Street, USA, everybody. Main Street, USA. Oh, man. Steph went off, and it was fun to see. It was fun to see everyone's reactions, and I enjoyed rooting for the team, and I enjoyed appreciating LeBron. That said, I posted this on Instagram. Lakers fans. Hey, Lakers fans. We're talking to you. You're not allowed to root for Steph Curry, okay? You can't root for him. I don't care if it's the Olympics. You need to sit back and golf clap. That's all you get. He ain't yours. You better sit back and... If I see you... Dude. You liked Heat LeBron? I mean, Heat LeBron was an incredible basketball player. The basketball skill was unmatched. My criticisms of LeBron have nothing to do with how well he plays basketball. If you just take skill of playing basketball, I accept the LeBron is the GOAT argument. I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. He can play every position. He can do everything at a decent to great level, right? I get it. My criticisms of LeBron and why I think he's not the GOAT isn't about basketball talent. It's about playing with the team, getting everyone involved. When he does that, when he facilitates, he's incredible. But when he's just bitter and he won't facilitate, or there's certain people he won't, no. His antics, his whining, he's constantly crying to the refs. He flops. He walks out of games early when he's about to lose. He fakes injuries. It's all that stuff that knocks him down for me. Possibly out of the top 10, to be honest. But if you're just talking basketball skill in a vacuum, it's hard to argue against LeBron being the greatest basketball talent. But Steph Curry, pound for pound, it doesn't get much better than that, folks, does it? Doesn't get much better than that. So this is what's always funny. Speaking of LeBron, I don't care about PEDs, dude. I don't care. I don't care about performance-enhancing drugs. I think they should all take them. All right? And I think LeBron has took them his whole career. That's the only reason he's still playing at the level he is at 40 years old. And to me, that's not a knock to him at all. I think he should be doing it. I think they should all be doing it. But this is what's funny to me when it comes to performance-enhancing drugs. Let's say, basketball is a bad example because performance-enhancing drugs don't really even, it's not really a discussion very often. But let's just, for a hypothetical reason, right? Let's say Steph Curry got popped for PEDs and he got in trouble. People would knock him, right? Oh, cheater, blah, blah, blah. And they will say nothing about Wemby being well over 7 feet tall. Nothing about LeBron being 6'8". this might be a weird argument, but I don't understand why taking certain supplements or drugs or whatever is considered cheating, but having a natural, way bigger advantage is never discussed. And I'm not saying you knock them, but I'm saying, like, shouldn't that be part of the discussion? How does Curry not get a few bonus points for being as small as he is and doing what he's doing? They will knock Barry Bonds and say he's a cheater. But what is he, 6'2" or something? Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Barry Bonds' height. 6'2". Yep. Right? He's 6'2". What's Aaron Judge? 6'6"? 6'7". Aaron Judge is listed at 6'7". Is that extra 5 inches of height and strength? Is that not an advantage? That's not an asterisk if he was to break. Was it last year? If he broke Barry Bonds' home run record, or if he broke Hank Aaron's. What is Hank Aaron? 5'8". Hank Aaron is so small. Oh, he's 6 foot. Okay, I thought he was smaller than that. He's 6 foot. Aaron Judge has 7 inches on him. If Aaron Judge broke Hank Aaron's record, they wouldn't put an asterisk on it, right? They wouldn't put an asterisk on it. But that's a way bigger advantage than performance-enhancing drugs. That does way more for your abilities than performance-enhancing drugs ever could. So obviously you can't change that, but why would that not at least be part of the discussion when you talk about abilities? You know what I mean? Like, Wemby's not like, you think Steph Curry could ever take enough drugs to be able to, block shots like Wemby? No, he can't. He can't. I don't know. So that's why I say Steph Curry's a pound for pound GOAT. Because when you factor in size and things like that, nobody excels to the level he does or has. Nobody that size has ever been as good as he is. After this, Steph, KD, LeBron, and AD should team up for their last years. No thanks. No thanks. I like it for the Olympics. I like it for a bookend towards the end of their career. And plus, putting AD in that group, I just don't see it. Imagine if Altuve broke the home run record. That's what I'm saying, man. Why does Altuve not... Okay, all the Astros controversy aside, I know everyone just hates him, so they don't want to hear it. But put that aside for a second. Why does Altuve not get some bonus points for being as small as he is and excelling the way he does and hitting the home runs he does? I don't know. My point is, because there's so many natural advantages and disadvantages, we should just not even care. Let him do whatever. Like Michael Phelps called out, I guess, I want to say China was accused of doping, right? This Olympics. Which, again, I think everybody should be allowed to do it. But obviously it sucks if one team or country or person or whatever does it and everyone else doesn't. That's another thing I don't care about the Barry Bonds argument. All the pitchers were on it too. Okay? Most of the league was doing extra stuff. All right? Most of the league was putting some extra spice and seasoning on their food, if you know what I mean. All right? Anyways, so Michael Phelps called out China and said, like, I did it pure. I won the most gold medals ever, and I did it pure. Sure, Michael Phelps, and I appreciate everything you did. You were incredible. It was fun to watch. But, dude, you have an unnatural wingspan and shoulder blades or whatever. He's literally built for it genetically. And he has some like genetic mutation or defect where his body, his muscles don't produce as much lactic acid, something like that. So his muscles don't tire out as quick. So he can go harder for longer. Pause. He can go harder for longer. With a natural advantage. But that's not brought up. Now, obviously what he did is incredible. But it doesn't matter how hard I worked. I could have came out of the womb and had an Olympic team there to coach me. I could not swim as good as Michael Phelps because I do not have the weird shoulder blades and wingspan that he has. So is that him just working harder? Is that him doing it pure? You know what I mean? So I just hate that argument. I think it's stupid. And I think everybody should be allowed to do performance-enhancing drugs if they're putting their bodies on the line to entertain us. Especially when it comes to injury recovery. Let them all do whatever gets them back faster. And obviously so many of them do. And it's obvious. It's 100% your head is in the sand if you think LeBron hasn't been doing performance-enhancing drugs for probably most of his career. You had the weight fluctuations. You had all kinds. There's no way Kobe Bryant didn't do a little something extra after his injury to come back so quick. Adrian Peterson came back so quick. So just let him do it. Let them do it and put in rules where they can't talk about it, where nobody can talk about it. And then you don't just like influence children or whatever they're worried about, right? But yeah. Wemby is a human cheat code. Exactly. You know what I mean? Don't do that to Mike Phelps. Dude, he's incredible. He's the greatest Olympian ever. But he has natural advantages that nobody else could ever compete with. To me, that's not a knock. That's just reality. He is lucky and gifted in that way, and he took advantage of those gifts, and he worked super hard to make sure that those gifts were used. So having that gift, like, if I had all the things I talked about, the unnatural wingspan and shoulder blades, I can't remember exactly, but he has some, like, he has some genetic thing that makes him a better swimmer. And I think a lot of swimmers do, so it's not like he still didn't excel in that world. He had that, and he has like the genetic thing where the lactic acid doesn't tire him out as quick. Even if I had those same things, I'm not saying I would be Michael Phelps. You still have to work hard. I'm just saying, why is taking a cream or an injection somehow putting you so far ahead of the competition, but those natural things aren't? You know, Aaron Judge's extra 7 inches of height on Hank Aaron, somehow that's not used against him in any arguments. I don't know. I'm just saying, be realistic. Be realistic about it. Like, we're supposed to just, when it comes to natural advantages, like, dude, you don't think there's an advantage to the kids that grow up, like, with enough money to be on travel baseball teams and stuff, and then just the Dominican players playing in, like, old dirt lots? There's not an advantage there? Of course there is. And that's the one knock you could say about Steph Curry. He got to grow up around the NBA. That's an incredible, incredible privilege and advantage. To be used to the NBA, to be used to the way they practice, to also just know people, so people are like excited to see him. You don't think that matters for scouts? They're like, oh, I remember this kid when he'd come around with Dell. Like, all those things are advantages. The world will never be perfectly competitive. Never. So why is one thing, PEDs, vilified when other things aren't even brought up? You know what I mean? Phelps and Ian Thorpe. I know the name, but I don't even know. He's practically a human shark. Yeah. No, look, he's incredible. He's the greatest Olympian. I get it. But also, why is one thing vilified and the other thing is ignored? That's my whole point. So my whole point is all of it should be ignored. All of it. Look, there's like certain heavyweight fighters that are probably mediocre, and they might be able to beat Floyd Mayweather in his prime just because they're so much bigger and stronger. And Mayweather is infinitely a better boxer than them. But he gets no credit for that. I don't know. I'm just saying. Life is never completely fair and balanced. Ever. So PEDs should be allowed, and we should be entertained more. Let them hit the dongs. You know? Let them hit the dongs. That's all I'm saying. And then I was gonna show you guys this. This is funny. Gamer Athletics posted this. Dodgers Nation Twitter posted this, right? Dodgers spent $1 billion just to lose in the first round. Dodgers aren't World Series contenders. Stay on that side. We'll talk in October. Oh, you poor, unfortunate Dodgers fans. Oh, what an underdog story. What an underdog story. Oh, I feel so bad for you. That people make fun of you and your billions and billions of dollars spent. Oh, I feel so bad. Poor Dodgers fans. They only have 3 MVPs from other teams. Aw. You know? That is the mindset of the evil Empire teams. So I wanted to explain something because I talked about the Dodgers last week, I think. Here's the thing. I dislike the Dodgers for 2 reasons. 2 separate reasons. Okay? The first reason being because I'm a Giants fan and I'm supposed to hate them. They're our biggest rival. They've been rivals with us since way before I was born. Since my grandfather was born. They've been our rival, right? It's fun. We're supposed to hate them. They're supposed to hate us. That said, there's certain, places where a rivalry will end. I can still be friends with a Dodgers fan. I think they're stinky and gross, but we can be friends, right? It's not like I actually hate them. I don't hate Dodgers fans. I'll say I hate Dodgers fans in the context of baseball. But the people, they're just like me. Every fan base is the same for the most part. It's just all little tweaks here and there, little differences. So yes, I hate the Dodgers in our rivalry. But that doesn't mean that I am not trying to be unbiased when I talk about sports stuff. I can. Look, I hate the Dodgers, but they have probably the best farm system in the league. They do have beautiful jerseys. They make me throw up, but they're beautiful. They're classic. I love Dodger Stadium. Okay? How can you not love Fernando, right? Come on. I liked Raul Mondesi when I was a kid. I hated that he was a Dodger. Okay? So, I am not completely biased when I talk about sports. I'm not. I've never been that way. If I'm like acting super biased, it's because we're having fun trash talking, right? But like, I'm not. I can be totally unbiased. I really can. But there's a second reason I do not like the Dodgers. Okay? The Giants lost today. We had chances and we lost. We almost swept the Tigers. Dodger Stadium over Oracle Park. That's So, baseball things aside, yes, I hate the Dodgers for the rivalry. But the other reason I hate the Dodgers is that they are an evil empire team. Okay? This has nothing, zero to do with my fandom and me being a Giants fan. If I was a fan of the Brewers, if I was a fan of the Tampa Bay Rays, if I was a fan of the Braves, if I was a fan of the Mariners, I would still hate the Dodgers for this reason. Just like I hate some of the other evil empire teams, like the Yankees. Okay? I hate the Yankees for reasons that are not really baseball related. Red Sox got in there too. They snuck in there in the last 20 years. Right? The New England Patriots snuck in there. Luckily, I think they're getting kicked out of the club right now. And the Patriots were the best kind of evil empire, though. Like, they weren't... I think all some of the criticisms of them were overblown, but still. The Dallas Cowboys are in this group. For some reason, because they have not succeeded in so long. So very long. Oh, it's been forever. Oh, it's been a long time, Cowboys fans, since you've been relevant. Actually, no. They stay relevant because they're an evil empire team, and this is what I'm talking about. Okay? I cannot stand the teams that are just always ever present. I cannot stand the teams that are constantly promoted, no matter how good or bad they are. The Cowboys were mid-level, mediocre for most of Tony Romo's run. Like, they'd make the playoffs, they'd get bounced. Like, sometimes they'd miss the playoffs. Like, but they were still discussed constantly. The Lakers, that's another team. I hate the Lakers as a Warriors fan, but I also hate them because they're an evil empire. No matter what, in their lowest years, post-Kobe, I know more about that Lakers team than whatever teams were winning championships besides the Warriors. You know? Actually, I guess not too many. It was like Warriors, Cavs. But these teams that are just constantly promoted, constantly talked about, the Lakers, no matter what place they're in, if they're out of the playoffs, they're not just in the background. Like, if the Grizzlies miss the playoffs, they're in the background, right? Unless there's some Ja Morant controversy. You know, if the Pelicans aren't in the playoffs, nobody talks about them. If the Hornets aren't in the playoffs, nobody talks about them. But for some reason, the Lakers is like, well, what are they going to do? Almost like it's just nobody can even understand a world where the Lakers aren't the top dog. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What are the Lakers going to... Who are they going to draft? Who are they going to sign? Who cares? Who are the Pistons going to sign? That's what I want to know. And there's bitterness there because I was a Warriors fan and they ignored us for most of my life until Steph Curry. Okay? So this kind of tweet where they get to play the victim and the underdog. No, dude. If you get to be the most privileged team, you got to accept that when you fail harder. And people are going to make jokes of it. Okay? So stop acting like the world's against you. I mean, the world kind of is, but like, it's not set up to be against you. The world's against you because you're the most privileged, annoying team. And your fan base won't make everything about them. That's what makes me mad, okay? So, for example, how many of you, show of hands, how many of you have Dallas Cowboy fan friends or acquaintances? And no matter what the discussion is, no matter what you're talking about, they're going to somehow shoehorn the Dallas Cowboys into the conversation, right? You could be talking about the Minnesota Vikings, who you know, what their quarterback situation is a little shaky. who are they going to go with, right? Like, they got some, it's a weird situation over there. Well, we signed Dak and blah, blah, blah. No, nobody's talking about the Cowboys, dude. Dodgers fans do it. Yankees fans do it. Dude, Yankees fans, a lot. I'm talking very general here, of course. So many Yankees fans are diehard. They do not miss a game. They watch every pitch. They're so involved. But if you ask them anything about the Cincinnati Reds, they won't know a thing. They're so focused on their team that they don't know anything else going on. Lakers fans, dude, make everything about them. Anytime there's a free agent, they think they're getting them. They think the world revolves around them. These are all the reasons I can't stand the Dodgers, regardless of me being a Giants fan or not. I can't stand the Cowboys, regardless of being a Niner fan or not. Can't stand the Yankees. I couldn't stand the Patriots doing this for a long time. They, like I said, they weren't as bad with this stuff, though. It was more Tom Brady. It was like, everything's about Tom Brady. Like, I'm tired of it. I get it. It pays the bills. It gets the clicks. But have some integrity. Dodgers spend billions of dollars, only get bounced in the first round. It's crazy. It's city privilege. It kind of is. It kind of is city privilege. Like, LA is going to get attention. Unless you're the Chargers. Which has been talked about everyone, not just the Lakers. That's what I'm saying. So when I was a kid, it was before everything was so like instant gratification. So when you turn on SportsCenter, they would show highlights for every game. Every game. Even if it was two teams totally out of the playoffs, they would still show the highlights. But now you turn it on and it's like, what's LeBron going to do? What's Bronny up to? Do the Cowboys still believe in Dak? Is Tom Brady coming out of retirement? It's like the same stories. I can't tell just how happy I was as a Dub fan that we finally beat and dominate the Spurs and Lakers after decades. Yeah, but I'll give the Spurs credit. They weren't like the Spurs fans. I mean, I didn't really know too many, but like Spurs fans never seemed that entitled. And that could have been like the way their team was and the way their coach was. They were humble, a humble dynasty compared to a lot of the other ones. What up, Mitchell? I don't think so, but I hope so. I want Ayuk back. Speaking of Cowboys, I saw a bit of Trey Lance playing. I heard he didn't play well. Did I read that right? I remember when the Lakers were trash, they would still talk about them every day. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, so it was right after Kobe, like post-Kobe. And they had a lot of good young talent that they drafted, which they all shipped off and are now doing well everywhere else other than Lonzo. But, like, I know so much about that Lakers team that didn't make the playoffs. You know what I mean? I know so much about them, and I don't want to. Yeah, Stumpo, exactly. That's like the meme, right? Like, how does this affect LeBron's legacy? It'll be like... be the Bucks versus Pistons, and they'll be like, how can we talk about LeBron here? Steelers fan, Dylan, we both hate the Pats. Yeah, I mean, look, any dynasty you're going to naturally hate, so I don't hate the Patriots as a whole, but obviously if they're a dynasty, I'm going to root against them, because that's fun, you know? Curry clutch for the gold. Yeah, I talked about Steph a little earlier, man. That was incredible. Steph's the pound-for-pound GOAT. Spurs fans are low key. That's what I'm saying. Spurs fans are cool. And like I went to the Alamo Dome game. I hope you guys all watched that video because I'm very proud of it. Spurs fans were super cool and welcoming, and like it was awesome. It was awesome. Spurs are also almost entirely homegrown. That's what I'm saying. They weren't a privileged team like that. They were a humble dynasty that did it the right way. They really did. They did it the right way. And they stuck with their coach. They didn't just make reactionary changes when things didn't go right. They stuck it out with their people, and they won a lot because of it. And I can't help but respect that. So the Spurs dynasty never bothered me as much. Of course, they annoyed me. But there wasn't an evil empire hatred because I don't think they were really an evil empire. Right? So there's certain teams. A lot of it is geographical, too. Like LA teams, New York teams. Right? Like the amount we hear about the Knicks, and they haven't done anything in years up until, the last year and a half. I know so much about the Knicks that I don't need to know. I know so much more about the Knicks than like the Atlanta Hawks when the Hawks, were making a run every season. Like, not obviously they weren't like a total contender, but they were like making the playoffs and like they had a lot of young talent. I barely know anything about them. I know so much about the Knicks that weren't competing though, you know? And Knicks fans they're like Yankees fans. They just think the world revolves around them. And I'm so tired of talk about any free agent. Lakers fans are like, "Oh yeah, he's coming to the Lakers. Oh yeah, coming to the Lakers." And then I don't like that so many of the players fall into it too. And this is why I don't respect Ohtani. I lost respect for Ohtani. It's a lot like LeBron. His baseball talent is incredible. But the fact that he would just be like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the most privileged team that's already stacked." I just don't respect it. I don't respect it at all. So yeah, I just wanted to get that clear that when I'm hating on the Dodgers, it's from two different places. So the baseball rivalry is fun. I enjoy that. But the Evil Empire stuff, it really does bother me. Because how is it not bad for the game? How is it not bad for baseball? Here's the thing. A lot of the leagues, like I think David Stern said like his dream finals matchup is Lakers versus Lakers. That's the commissioner. If you really said that. Like that's crazy. So obviously having these like top dog teams makes them a lot of money. And they're teams that have worldwide trendy fan bases. Right? You see the people, I've said this before, but you see the people that go on vacation to LA and they get a Kobe jersey and they take a picture in front of the Kobe mural, right? So like Lakers are a trendy, cool team. You can go to Japan and see people wearing a Lakers Kobe jersey, right? So they're always going to have that advantage of being a cool, trendy team. You'll see their gear sold at random weird places because it's a fad to wear that. I won't even say a fad. It's iconic, like a Yankees hat. It's iconic. So you'll see Yankees hats all over the world. But it's just like, wouldn't it be better for baseball if you took those 3 MVPs and had them spread out over 3 different teams? Now 3 teams have Hall of Famers. 3 teams you can promote. Instead of just one team that you're just going to promote and annoy everyone else. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Really enjoyed these Olympics. Simone Biles is a perfect athlete. I don't like gymnastics. She's incredible, man. She's really incredible. I did enjoy it too. I didn't really watch too much. I watched just mostly highlights, but it was fun. The Warriors main guys were homegrown apart from Durant. That's my point. There we go. A low-key root for the Knicks because NY breakdancers are better than Australian breakdancers. I hear you. The Spurs in general, yes, humbled. They had a ridiculous winning streak against the Dubs. Yeah, no, for sure. It's annoying, but like I said, I hate these teams for 2 reasons: the sport reason, and the what would you call it? The privilege reason. And the Spurs didn't really have that, so I only hated them for basketball reasons. Ipe was the fall guy. That's right. Money talks. They go where the money is. Exactly. It's annoying. And that's why I'm telling you guys. Fortunately, the Giants won 3 World Series championships with homegrown cores. Homegrown cores. Okay? No major free agents. The only big names we signed were all super old, like Jake Peavy, Tim Hudson, right? Like, we got Mike Morse. You know, we didn't just get 3 MVPs from other teams that were still, like, in their primes. We didn't do that. And so I feel like that we get to feel better about that. And same with the Warriors. Like, other than KD, before KD, and look, I've said it before. I didn't want the KD signing. Okay, but before that, it was all homegrown. So I don't like when people are like, my argument for the KD signing is he was the first big free agent signing other than Iguodala, who was seen as a role player. He won it, or he made an All-Star game, but like he wasn't seen as this big star. And so KD was our first big free agent signing. So like, oh, it's a super team. It's like, how is it a super team if it's drafted? How is it a super team when one of the guys is a second rounder that we drafted? It's not like they won MVPs and then we got them. That's my argument against that. And I still didn't want KD to sign. Yeah, that's the thing. With like Dodgers fans, what I always hear when I say this stuff about like Ohtani, they're like, oh, well, you wanted Ohtani too. Like, me? No, I didn't. I did not want Ohtani. I am not that guy. I will never be that guy. I never want to just sign the biggest free agent. I want to sign a person that fits the culture. Now, if Ohtani would have fit the culture, I would have felt okay about it. I would have accepted it. But obviously, it showed he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the culture really. He just wants to get a chance to get a ring. It doesn't matter if he takes the easy road. And I totally understand that argument with KD. I get it. People say that about him. I can't really argue that. But who I like people like Steph Curry. Steph Curry was drafted into a horrific organization. He could have demanded trades. He could have did James Harden stuff and just tried to go to other teams all the time. He could have tried that, but he didn't. He stuck it out and he built a dynasty. That's what I like. I don't want to just sign the biggest name and get over the hump. All right, so that's always the argument Dodgers fans will say. Your team spends a lot too. Like, I don't want any of the teams to spend like that. I want our team to draft our guys. I want to support our guys from beginning to end and try to win that way. That's what I want. And another example is when the 49ers, we got Harbaugh. We finally had a good season. Alex Smith finally turned it around, started looking really good after being just trashed for years and, being in another horrific situation, different offensive coordinator every year, had to play through a shoulder injury, all this stuff. He finally has a good year. Guess what? We're looking good. All those years of being terrible, we were able to draft a lot of talent very high. Oh, we were set up, baby. And guess what happened? The Colts drafted Andrew Luck. And after a year being out of football, Peyton Manning is now available. And so many people wanted to get Peyton Manning. So many people were like, oh, we'll get Peyton, we'll win it, we'll get over the hump. We got Harbaugh now, we got an incredible defense. Oh. And I love Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is one of my favorite players. One of my favorite personalities. But guess what? I didn't want to sign him. I didn't. I wanted to get over the hump with Alex Smith because that was our guy. I don't want to just buy a championship by getting a Hall of Famer. I don't want to do that because now the championship is Peyton Manning's. It's not the 49ers, right? And we could have won with Alex Smith if we stuck with him. That I truly believe that. I will always believe that. And, yeah. So I will never be the guy to just want to sign the biggest free agent. I've never been that guy. I want to play with integrity, okay? And so that argument doesn't work. And that's why I hate these evil empire teams with a passion, a blood-curdling passion, okay? So get that right. When I talk about the Dodgers, I could potentially be talking about two different things. Do I hate them for baseball reasons? Do I hate them for the fans not just acknowledging their absolute privilege? Acknowledge it. Because now I'm a Warriors fan. We have more privilege now. Especially if we stick with like Kerr and all that. More players want to actually play here. Before this dynasty, nobody wanted to play for the Warriors. But now there's a certain privilege now. There's a certain esteem. There's an acclaim. We got the Chase Center. It's all beautiful. The 49ers, they're an organization that a lot of people look up to now. They got Shanahan and Lynch and a lot of sustained success. There's privilege there. Just acknowledge it. That's it. So if you're a Dodgers fan, stop acting like the world revolves around you. Anyways. Yankees, Boston, LA, and Lakers, Heat. Boston jersey is what you see most here in Australia. All hyped teams, you know? Wemby put people on notice. Hey, he's incredible. He really is. But, let's see. Remember when MLB used to try to market young players? Yeah, now it's just Dodgers. Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox. Did Durant make the Dubs an evil empire? I feel like the NBA world sees it that way. I think a lot of people see it that way. And I don't fault them. But I guess I also compartmentalize, like, I hate to say real Warriors fans, but like I've been a Warriors fan most of my life, most of my time being a Warriors fans, we were absolute trash. Trash. So I don't feel like we're this like powerhouse like a lot of people do, especially like on the internet. It's a lot of young people who grew up, you know, through the Kobe, LeBron era into today. So they see the Warriors as a powerhouse. I still don't. I still got PTSD. Okay. So maybe that could be what's different. But my thing is, so I feel like the Warriors might be more like a Patriots, where after Curry, we might be terrible for a while. And people are going to stop talking about us. We're not going to be brought up all the time. Whereas Lakers, Cowboys, Yankees, they're talked about no matter what. So we might be second tier. Evil empire and then evil nation, maybe. I can accept that. Because, you know, like Warriors are not going to be this hyped team forever. I don't think. Maybe it will. And I will admit it if that's the case. But I really think once Steph's gone, you're not going to just see Warriors stuff everywhere. Like you will see Lakers stuff all over the world. But, you know, I could be wrong. We'll see. But I understand that argument because, again, I didn't want to sign KD, and I understand why people get upset. My only argument is we signed one major free agent. That's it. One. We didn't go sign 3 of them. You know what I mean? I say grow home talent and then trade them all before they get good. Yeah, it works out. Sorry, Gabe. I'm sorry you've had to go through that your whole fandom life. Yeah. Steph wasn't an underdog. He was the son of an NBA player and top 10 pick. He wasn't. I'm not saying he's an underdog. I just said he was privileged because he grew up with all those advantages. So I'm not. He's an underdog for different things, for size, I would say, right? And again, that's why I think it's more complex than just saying certain thing. Like this is this way, and that's why I tried to explain like why I hate Dodgers in 2 different ways. But no, Steph, I think Steph was an underdog for different reasons, but he still had incredible advantages. And he wasn't believed in like that. Nobody thought he was going to be who he became. Yeah, if we stuck with Alex Smith, we would have 1, if not 2 more Super Bowl rings. I agree. I think so. Very true, but Alex Smith would have been much more meaningful. Maybe that's why we lost the football gods. Yeah, like, look, if Alex Smith would have left eventually, if we, like, won a ring with Alex, then he left, and then Kaepernick took over, I would have been, you know, I would have dealt with it. But the fact that Alex Smith was kind of cheated, he was cheated out of his run. Here's the thing with Alex Smith. After being trashed, the whole stadium chanting, "We want Carr," people would rather play in Sacramento? Dude, let's relax. Hey, everyone take a seat. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, Alex Smith. He finally got a chance. He's playing really good football. We opened the season against the Packers in Lambeau, and we won. He was having a heck of a run. Guess what? He scrambled for a first down. He got hit. He got a concussion. He stayed in the game, and he went 7 for 8 with a touchdown. And then after that drive, he said, something's wrong. They took him out. They put in Kaepernick. Kaepernick played, he had some really nice plays, and they stuck with Kaepernick. The fact that Alex Smith lost his job scrambling for a first down and then went 7 for 8 with a touchdown after the first down, after everything he went through, to just get benched for a guy because he can run fast in a straight line, that wasn't right. And the football gods didn't like it. Alex wouldn't have been able to complete the comeback against ATL in the Super Bowl. He's a game manager. I disagree. 100% disagree. And I don't think... Alex Smith had some of the most comeback wins. I don't remember the exact stat, but I think that's an absolute myth. And here's the thing: when people always say too, like, oh, he wouldn't have come back against Green Bay, or he wouldn't have beat Green Bay in the playoffs. We opened that year in Lambeau and beat them, and he wouldn't have opened the game with a pick six like Kaepernick. Okay, Kaepernick ran for all those yards because half the field was empty. I was there. I think you were there too. Yeah, I was never Alex Smith. He did improve though. Are you telling me that we're supposed to keep the good players? Yeah, Gabe. Rather have Alex Smith. Come on, man. Did we say that, dude? Alex Smith almost lost his life and his leg, and he came back and still played, dude. You can't disrespect him. Did we say the Dubs will be like the Spurs since their dynasty run just in no man's land? Yeah, probably. Why is Disneyland changed as a topic? Oh, I was going to talk about that. I don't know if I'm going to even have time now. Thoughts on the Giants' recent success, possible playoff contender? I want to see us. We've been like the second best team the last 3 weeks. So, yeah, Giants are finally starting to play some good ball. We just need to figure out our bullpen. You only lose your big job to injury if your replacement is better. Hence, Alex Smith being cheated. I disagree, man. I disagree. If you look at the stats, Cap wasn't that much better. Actually, he wasn't better. They had like almost identical stats. The difference being that Alex Smith could control the game and the pace better. But a lot of, I think, the issues with that team was not even the quarterback's fault. Clock management was terrible. I think Harbaugh was a super overrated coach. Greg Roman's playbook was so boring and bland. Yeah, a Cap could just run really fast in a straight line. He threw darts no matter what. He used to throw. He'd throw to the flats and just throw a bullet right to their ankles. No, I never liked Cap. I thought he was always overrated, and I think he was. I think his deficiencies were, I guess, clouded by how good that team was around him, and how good the defense was, especially. And I think my point was proven with the way their careers played out because Alex Smith, he helped the Chiefs get to the next level, and then Mahomes got them to an even bigger level. But if you look at like the Chiefs versus Colts, the way Alex Smith put that team on his back just to lose because their defense gave up like 30 points in the second half, just incredible. I think Alex Smith to me is incredibly underrated. And I think our fan base just bought into certain narratives because of his early years. And I don't think that was fair to him. And I think he was a great, great quarterback. And I think a lot of the football world agrees with me, and that's why he had such a long career. And even what he did with Washington, a dumpster fire organization, and he got them into the playoffs. And he came back after almost losing his life and his leg, and they went like 5-1. Bro, Alex Smith's the truth. Okay, he wasn't a gunslinger, but he did his thing. And the fact that they just moved on from him mid-season, I I think was entirely unfair, especially when we could have won the Super Bowl the year before if Kyle Williams didn't fumble multiple times, if the refs didn't mess up the who was it that fumbled on the Giants and we didn't get the ball, if Harbaugh didn't challenge plays because he wanted them to go the other way, not because he thought they went the other way. I think Harbaugh, I don't think he's a good coach, honestly. I think he's great in certain ways, but he's not a well-rounded coach. Guy was definitely more athletic, but Smith is maybe most unlucky NFL player ever. Yeah, I agree. That was my comment on Steph being the underdog. Oh, I'm not sure. Tom Brady replaced injured QB and never looked back. Brock Purdy took the job after injury. We haven't looked back. It's not just that he lost it to injury. It's the fact that he was playing as well as he was. I was at the game right before that. Like, I saw him kill the Bills. Like, no. And then they would kill before that, before he lost the job. You know how many great drives the Niners had that they would kill by bringing in Kaepernick to run the option, and then he would just get stuffed? I think he threw, like, Alex Smith threw, like, a bomb to Randy Moss on, like, a nice drive. Then they brought in Cap and just killed the drive by running an option where it's like, hey, you're bringing in Kaepernick. They know what you're running, Harbaugh. God, that was stupid. That would just kill drives. But I will say, Kaepernick, that game, the NFC Championship game against Atlanta, to me, that was Kaepernick's best game. That was a really good game. And I think another controversial take, I think Kaepernick actually became a pretty good quarterback in 2016, but our team was so bad. But I thought he played actual quarterback. I thought he played it pretty well with a horrific team around him. But he just looked more like a quarterback. But of course we sucked. Size and how little he was recruited. Yeah. Alex Smith was good, but he definitely needed a good core around him. I mean, that's most quarterbacks. Yeah. I think Disney is scared because they know Universal is really growing. All their announcements today show they're starting to get scared. I mean, they announce all this stuff all the time, though. But you maybe. I mean, Universal has definitely, in the last 10, 15 years, Universal has gone crazy. We should have never lost to the Ravens and Chiefs in those Super Bowls. Agreed. You should talk Disneyland since I'm here. All right, I will. Rogers from NorCal. He grew up in 9 friend, went to Butte. Alex Smith went to Utah. More like Steve Young. Yeah, but Alex Smith is a nicer guy. All right, so I don't know if you guys saw. We can talk sports more after this, but let me get to this Disneyland stuff. So, Disneyland had the D23, or Disney had the D23 Expo, which they do every year, and they announce all kinds of new stuff. And I haven't read everything, but I know that Disney's California Adventure is going to get a Coco ride, which is cool. Coco's cool, right? There's a Villains Land going into Disney World at Magic Kingdom. And I'm trying to see what else. I'm trying to read this. Yeah. All right. The worst news, the world of Avatar will make its way to Disney's California Adventure. Oh, nobody cares. Yeah. The area will take inspiration from the second film, The Way of the Water, and feature a new attraction. I don't get Avatar, man. Do you guys, who likes Avatar? Like, they made a ton of money. Avatar made a ton of money, right? I saw the first one in 3D. I've never watched it again. But I don't think I've ever, like, at Disneyland or anything, I don't think I've ever seen anyone wearing an Avatar shirt. I don't understand it. To me, like, Avatar is the most bland, boring franchise. It's just like so paint by numbers. And I don't get it. Sorry, Avatar shouldn't have its own land at Disneyland. Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Agreed. I like the concept of Avatar. I I I just feel like it's so overdone. I feel like the concept is so paint by numbers and generic. It's been done so many times. Like I would rather watch Dances with Wolves, you know. Um, so I don't get where all these Avatar fans are that necessitate a whole land. It's it's strange stuff, dude. It's strange stuff. Also, probably let me show you guys this. One of the I'm hesitant but hopeful. I'm a big fan of Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. They're going to change it up and have a revolving show. And they're going to have a Walt Disney animatronic. So I don't know how the show is going to rotate. This is what I want to know. I hope it's not like a half the year it's this. The other half of the year, I hope it like rotates daily because I love Lincoln. Okay? And I was really upset it was closed last time because my niece really wanted to see Lincoln and she didn't get to. And that's a crime against humanity, right? So also there's the fact that I'm pretty sure Walt Disney said he never wanted to have an animatronic figure. I could be wrong, but I thought he said that. The family gave him their blessing, though, it says. Interesting that Josh would see Roy's family approval instead of Walt's. Two separate families. Interesting, right? I don't know. Now, a new version of Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln will play in rotation with the new Walt Disney Show after its initial run in 2025. I love Lincoln, but this picture worries me because I love when, if you go on the Lincoln ride, he has like this balcony. He's like on a balcony and it's got the sky behind him and the sun rises and there's like an eagle in the clouds and it's all like emotional. So I don't know. I don't know. A literal line in there that goes, "We're trying to get this rock that unobtainable under this tree. It's called unobtainium." It's so bad. Who asked for part 2 and part 3? I don't know. It's because you don't understand art, politics, and environment. Ah, man. I guess not. Monsters Inc. at Hollywood Studios is cool. Yeah, but I think they might take out Muppets. But I mean, I haven't been to Disney World, so it doesn't really affect me. But I love Monsters Inc., right? Honestly, like Avatar, but do not get how Disney ties in. It was distributed by 20th Century. Yeah, I don't know how they got the rights. Well, didn't they? I think they bought Fox, right? 20th Century Fox. I could be wrong. I'm excited for Skeleton Crew. It looks very Goonies and Disney. I like all the Star Wars I can get, though. I didn't even see that yet. Oh, and they're changing Critter Country to Bayou Country. Wow. Wow. Oh, I'm going to miss Critter Country. I always thought they should have done a Tiana's Place like back there instead of the French Market in New Orleans Square, but whatever. If it was me, I told my sister this. Like, if this was me, I would definitely have a little Rescuers Easter egg in Tiana's Bayou Adventure because I love the Rescuers, and I don't think the Rescuers gets enough love. You know? Wait, so what's Skeleton Crew? Oh yeah, new Smuggler's Run. A new mission. Okay, so I don't know if they're getting rid of the old missions, but I guess they're gonna bring the Mandalorian to Smuggler's Run. That's cool. New missions. I think I don't know if I told you guys this. Well, I'm gonna repeat it if I did. Smuggler's Run, where you pilot the Millennium Falcon, is like a simulator ride, and I usually hate simulator rides, but it's actually pretty darn fun. But it entirely hinges on who you ride it with. So me and my niece rode it the first time with a very fun group. We were all yelling and laughing and having a good time, and we all like congratulated each other at the end. It was a great time. And then we went on it again, and we had some girl who was just like didn't enjoy it. She just didn't care. She wasn't hitting the buttons. My niece was like, you gotta hit that button. She's like, whatever. And then after, she's like, that was whack. And it was like, no, you're whack. You're whack. You just ruined it for us. You know? So this ride entirely matters. It entirely matters who you're riding it with. Yeah, so Avatar Land, I don't know where this is gonna go. I thought this was gonna go on the other side of what's the stupid street? I forgot the name of the street. There's a parking lot over there. I think it might still, and maybe they'll do a tunnel over there or a walkway. I just don't care. I'm sorry. Ooh, the models are cool though. I wish I could see the models. I'm sure it'll be well done. It'll be great. But I just don't care about Avatar. Coco attraction. And this looks like a boat attraction, which excites me. I love a boat ride. Oh, your boy loves a boat ride. Deadpool, Chimichanga Chaser. Is that an actual ride? Oh, he came out and did goofs. Okay. Then they talked about the Avengers ride is finally supposed to come. There's Avengers e-ticket ride. That should be cool. Avengers Campus is incredibly boring. Incredibly boring. A Ratatouille ride and restaurant would be awesome. Dude, have you seen the Ratatouille ride at Disney World and Disneyland Paris? Oh yeah, Gabe said it. I think he would have loved the Ratatouille land. Dude, the Ratatouille ride looks sick. It looks awesome. Go watch a video about it. It's sick. Incredibles 3 is in the works. Yeah, I don't know if did they announce anything about that? Didn't mind losing to the Ravens, losing to the Chiefs twice. Yeah. You know? Thoughts on Toy Story 5? Personally think should have ended after 3. Yeah, I love Toy Story though, so it's hard to say no to more. But yeah, you're probably right. It would have been ever since Disney bought Pixar, they're milking everything, you know? Is the Lincoln ride Disneyland equivalent of Hall of Presidents? Yeah, it is. So it's just Lincoln. It's the original, and it started at the 1964 World's Fair in New York, in Queens. And they built the Lincoln show for that. And then after the World's Fair, they shipped it to Disneyland. And then Disney World opened, 7 years later or something like that. And I don't know if Hall of Presidents opened with Disney World, but yeah, for Disney World, they were like, let's do all the presidents. When are you going back to Disneyland? October 8th. Toy Story 3 definitely should have been the end. Yeah, it would have been a better series. Avengers Campus is boring, but I think that ride will help. Yeah, I think the campus just needs to be... I don't know. It's so boring to me. But yeah, obviously the ride will help. But there's no... This is the thing about the problem with Tomorrowland, too. Tomorrowland has no, what do they say, kinetic movement anymore. When it used to have the rockets up top. It had the people mover, had the Skyway buckets, had all this movement. Now there's like barely any. And same with Avengers Campus. There's no kinetic movement except for when the Spider-Man animatronic goes spinning through the air. But like other than that, it's just sitting there. It's just office buildings. It's just office buildings. There needs to be movement. They need to put things in the sky. It needs to be more immersive. What up, Jamie? Disney dramatically cut Marvel and Star Wars streaming budgets. Yeah, because they were going crazy. Spider-Man ride had so much potential. Dude, I didn't ride the Spider-Man ride because I wouldn't do that to myself. I wouldn't do it. I saw a video on it. That looks like the worst ride ever made besides Berry Tales at Knott's Berry Farm, which is the same kind of ride. And awful. It was horrific, and I felt offended that I spent hard-earned money and went on that ride. So I would not spend all the money it takes to go to Disneyland and then ride that Spider-Man ride and just let it slide. You know what I mean? Quick question. Why don't they do World's Fairs anymore? They do like a version of it, but it's very small. But I think nobody just wants to put up the money anymore. It costs a lot of money, and you need space, and you need land, and everything costs more now. I wish they would, though. I wish they would. But they do like versions of it, like international expos, but they're just not to the same level where like they build a whole city basically. Um, I really got to do my World's Fairs videos, man. I really got to do them. Hope I go to Disneyland one more time before I go into the Air Force in the coming months. Oh, Clarence. Clarence, good luck with everything. Good luck with everything, and I hope you're able to, going in the Air Force, it's daunting, right? Or like going in the military, but if you play your cards right, man, you'll set yourself up for life. You can get skills, accreditations, degrees, all that stuff. Very good experience. So I wish you luck, and I hope it goes well. Is the people mover just gone forever? Dude, I think so, and that's a crime. The track is still there. They could literally, they need to replace the track because it's so damaged, but just replace the track and put the people mover back. They could do it so cheap, and they just don't do it. Does Disney still have Space Mountain? Yes, it does. All the parks have a Space Mountain. I'm just so glad they kept the people mover at Disney World. Yeah, that's the reason I want to go to Disney World the most, is for the Tomorrowland Transit, whatever they call the people mover. Aside for Zootopia 2, I personally like that movie. The movie was cool, yeah. It was fine. It was entertaining. Disneyland needs more Jessica Rabbit. You dog, you. My grandma went to the one that was in San Francisco. There was multiple in San Francisco. But yeah. So Spider-Man sucks, but hopefully his Avengers ride is cool. I don't know if it's just going to be a simulator. I hope it's not just a simulator. That looks cool. Ant-Man. I love Ant-Man. That Ant-Man video I did is one of my favorite videos. Okay, it doesn't look like just a simulator. More along the lines of Rise of the Resistance, which is the most incredible ride ever. Whoa, what is this? Stark Flight Lab? I'll take this. Surprise 4th attraction. Stark Flight Lab. All right, that looks fun. Dude, strap me up and spin me around. Strap me up and spin me around. That looks fun. I'll do this. Epic Games. All right, Fortnite villains. Who cares? Incredibles 3. Cool. Fortnite Star Wars. I don't care about Fortnite. Disneyland 4 prize trying to. What is this? All right. Guess that's it. All right. I guess that was it for Disneyland. Anyways, there's more for the other parks, but I've never been. So, anyways, this is my thing, man. I'm sorry if I've repeated this rant multiple times. I love Disneyland and I love the creativity of it. And, I got to put my Disneyland video out. I love Star Wars Land. It was great. Rise of the Resistance is the most incredible ride I've ever been on. That said, I just want something original so bad. I just want a ride that's a new story, a new IP. Don't just base it on an existing franchise. Give me something new. Let the Imagineers do something new. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but the last attraction to Disneyland Park that was not an existing IP was the Rocket Rods in 1998. Give me something new, man. I can watch all these movies at home, I can watch Star Wars at home. I didn't need a whole land. I think, this is my thing. I think Star Wars Land should have been a whole separate park down the street. They have a big piece of property down Harbor. I think it should have been a whole Star Wars park. And then do something original and add the Frontierland. Do the Western River Expedition. I don't know. Anything, man. It sucks for people like me who like the original stuff and like the old vintage Disneyland stuff. So all this stuff we're talking about, all the Marvel stuff, like when I go, I'll go and I'll enjoy it and it's cool. But it doesn't get me passionate or excited. I'm passionate about Pirates of the Caribbean and the Matterhorn, Big Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain. I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about the Mark Twain. Give me a paddle wheeler and I'm a happy kid, But, obviously people line up. And that's kind of my question about Avatar Land. Like, where are all these people that just spend billions of dollars on Avatar? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. I've always loved Space Mountain. Easily the best ride at Disneyland. Space Mountain's awesome. Space Mountain's awesome. But yeah, I miss the People Mover. I miss stuff like that, man. Last time I went to Disneyland was 1984. Wait, you've been to all Six Flags, Mitchell? Like the country. Avatar Land is going to be an expansion park. Okay, maybe that's going to be in that land on the other side. Because the press release thing said coming to California Adventure. So I don't know if it's going to be a separate gate or separate ticket or if it's just going to be connected. They should have done something like Speedway, that roller coaster ride that's in Disney World. That roller coaster ride, like Guardians of the Galaxy, the new one that they have over there, or Rockin' Roller Coaster. Are park tickets going to go up because of these announcements? Probably. They always go up. Weren't the rocket rods the thing they were trying to replace People Mover at Disneyland with, but they kept malfunctioning? Yeah. So rocket rods replaced the People Mover. And the problem is, so the 1998 Tomorrowland redo, they went so cheap with it. They went super cheap, right? And so they cut the budget. So that Tomorrowland redo was supposed to be pretty awesome. I actually really liked it, but a lot of people hated it. But I totally understand why people hated it. I liked it, but it should have been so much more. So they put a lot of money into it. They redid the whole land. Speaking of, Tomorrowland should have been the announcement. The fact that Tomorrowland is now nearly 30 years out of date is crazy. So they should have, that's what they should have announced. But anyways, 1998 Tomorrowland was not very popular. They replaced the People Mover with the Rocket Rods. I loved the People Mover, so I was not happy, but I enjoyed the Rocket Rods. I'm one of the few. Now, Rocket Rods was incredibly, for whatever reason, very unpopular, and it broke down all the time. And because they went so cheap with it, they went super cheap with it, they just used the existing People Mover track instead of bolstering it, right? So because of that, those fast rocket things, those things tore up that track and messed with the foundations because it was shaking the foundations, and that track at that point was already 30 years old. So because they went cheap, they just ruined that track. And they still haven't replaced it. It's an absolute shame. It's an absolute shame. But I'll show you guys this. Look at this. That's me and my mama on the Rocky Rods and some jamoke in the back. I don't know who that guy is. That's us on the Rocky Rods. It was very short-lived, only lasted like a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I don't think so, though. I think by 2000 it was gone. I really enjoyed the ride. I thought it was fun. And here's me and my mama. And those are those Nikes that had they had a zipper, cover the laces. I love those. And my blue Nike hoodie, I wore that every day, man. That's me and my mom on the Rocket Rods. I enjoyed it, but I want the People Mover back. Ow, dude. Last time I went to Disney was 1996. Lots changed, my friend. I think it's Rockin' Roller Coaster. Yeah, I think they're redoing that. 2002, I went to every Six Flags. Season Pass worked at all parks. I tried to do that with a Cedar Fair Pass. Dude, that's so dope. What's your favorite Six Flags? Let's talk about the realest question there is. For a company that makes so much money, why are half the rides broken or break down almost every hour? Yeah, dude. It's not as bad as Knott's Berry Farm, but yeah. Nah. The thing with, like, Rise of the Resistance, though, I understand why it breaks down so much now. There's so much going on. So much can break. That was 1998. Or 99. Might have been 99. I think it was 98, though. Will they bring rocket rods back? I doubt it. I think they would bring back the People Mover before the rocket rods, but I don't know. Tron ride? I don't want... again, I don't want the Tron ride because, like, I want original rides. But the Tron ride looks super fun. Does look fun. Correct. I know it's as an Aerosmith ride. Wonder if they'll keep it tie-in now that they retired. So I heard... I could be wrong, but they something about the Aerosmith like licensing ran out, so they're gonna have to redo the ride, something like that. Mama Variety, yeah. Shout out my mom, she's the best. They're building one at Disney World, and yeah, there's a Tron ride at Disney World and Paris, something like that. But yeah, I don't want the Tron ride. I want new rides. I want rides that aren't tied to a movie or anything like that, you know. But that's just me. I just want to mix, man. I get people like all the branded stuff, all the franchise stuff, all the Marvel, Star Wars, Frozen, Pixar. I get it. I like it too. I just want a balance. I just want some new stuff. Teach me something. Introduce some new characters that I can't watch at home. I love the first Tron, the original Tron. I love that movie. I didn't watch the second one, and I know the ride's based on the second one, but I love the original Tron movie, but I want something new. I want something new. But yeah, so Disneyland's changing. I got to get my Disneyland video out. I'm sorry it's been so long. It's just I got no time. Your boy's busy. Your boy's busy. If I could tell you guys all the stuff that goes on in my job that I have to deal with. Magic Mountain. Wow, really? Dude, out of all the Six Flags, Magic Mountain. That's crazy. Damn, I got to do that, man. I would love to do that. I'm a big roller coaster guy, but I don't... Like, I love roller coasters, but I don't really chase them like I should. Here's a lesson. I think I've said this on Livestream before. I love repeating myself. I used to have these tapes, these VHS tapes when I was a kid. There was 2 of them. They came in a two-pack, I think. Not Tupac Shakur. Did they come together? I don't know. But it was America's Best Roller Coasters and World's Best Roller Coasters. Now, you got to understand, this is a world before YouTube, right? This is before you could just watch anything. So you had to get these tapes. So these tapes were super cool. So it was like best roller coasters in the world. It was like a top 10 or top 15. And it would go through the ride. It would talk about the ride, the design of the ride, the company that made the ride, do a whole overview of the ride. They would interview people outside the ride, what they thought about the ride. And then they would do a ride on. So they would put the camera on the front of the car and you would get to see the roller coaster. So before YouTube and stuff, this was like incredible, right? These are like my favorite VHSs. I would watch them all the time. We used to laugh all the time. Me and my mom, we would take road trips to Disneyland. So we would go to Disneyland usually once a year. That was like our big trip. And we would road trip, and we had a Chevy Blazer, and we had a little TV that my mom had in the kitchen, like a little TV. And we would shove that in between the 2 front seats so that me in the back seat, I could watch or I could play like PlayStation on the way to Disneyland. It was awesome. And the TV had a built-in VCR. So I would watch the roller coaster tapes sometimes, and we would laugh because there was this kid who was interviewed after a ride. And all these people are like, oh, it's awesome. This one guy's like, oh, it's so good. And it was funny. And then this one kid, he just goes, it was very scary. And that was it. And they just cut away. It was so funny. Anyways, these roller coaster tapes, my whole life I've known about all these roller coasters from around the world that were awesome. And in the back of my mind, subconsciously, I always thought someday I'll ride all these roller coasters, you know? One day, all those roller coasters I grew up watching, I'll go ride them all. I ended up watching a similar video on YouTube a year or two ago. It was like some of the best roller coasters or whatever. And a recommendation came up that was something like the best roller coasters that are gone. Best roller coasters that no longer exist, something like that. I watched that video, and almost all of them were on those tapes. And that's when I realized, oh boy, you got to start living life. Actually, I've realized that many times, but that was definitely a little kick in the pants, right? Because in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, someday I'll ride all those roller coasters, right? And now a whole bunch of them don't exist anymore. They're gone. I missed them. So you got to live life. You got to stay in the race, folks. You got to see those things through, okay? So did I miss going on those roller coasters? I sure did. Did I miss going on coaster not that no longer? I want to see if I can find this ride. There's a suspended roller coaster. All right, I'm gonna try to find this. I'm sorry. I know this is boring. I know this live stream sucks tonight. I apologize. You know? This one. It was this one, I think. And my internet's not working. Oh, this one still exists. I think. Iron Dragon at Cedar Fair still exists. That's cool. All right. There was another one like Iron Dragon. Big Bad Wolf. XLR 8. That was at Six Flags Astro World, which does not exist anymore. Dang it, what was this one? There's one that I really wanted to go on. That was a suspended roller coaster. Oh God. Everyone's probably leaving. This is so boring. Me looking at Wikipedia, talking to myself. Maybe it was Big Bad Wolf. Oh, it was. Look at this. This is one of the rides that I wanted to go on. Look at that. It was a suspended roller coaster. You hang under the thing. You drop right down towards the water. It looked so cool. It's called the Big Bad Wolf. Never got to go on it, right? So is there a whole list of things that I missed, right? Did I not ever get to see a game at the Kingdom? Didn't see a game at the Kingdom. Didn't see a game at the Astrodome. I wanted to sneak into RFK Stadium, and I wasn't able to. I wanted to sneak into the Pontiac Silverdome, but as soon as I started planning a trip, they started demolition. But I'm not dropping out of the race. The Demon is your second favorite. I just went on that again recently. That was my first upside down roller coaster. It's going to be sad when Great America shuts down. Yep, absolutely. I still got to do my history videos of Great America. X was the best roller coaster. Never been on it. I'm telling you, I need to do this. Send you a picture in the Discord where I think Coco and Avatar will go. Small World 2 Nightmare continues. Oh, Mitchell, you like sci-fi? I'm not really big on sci-fi. I think that's definitely a hold up for me with some of this stuff. From NorCal to Anaheim for a 6-hour ride, watching VHS tapes and playing PlayStation. How awesome. Dude, it was the best. This was in the 90s, dude. I was living in the future and I didn't even know it. I'm telling you, my mom was awesome. All right, look, that's another thing. Let me just talk about last week. Okay, if you guys were here last week, that was insane. Okay, and then, like I said, I like transparency. Okay, my estranged father showed up in the live stream and started leaving comments. I was trying to ignore him, and I finally just lost my cool. It was very awkward. It was embarrassing, but it was also cathartic because I had been waiting years for that. I was just putting it off because really I wanted to film it. So my dad sucked, okay? My dad sucked. But my mom is awesome. My mom's awesome, and I'm so thankful for her. And I do have she's finally going to make an episode debut. I usually keep all my creative stuff separate for some reason. I'm weird like that, but she's going to be in an upcoming episode. My mom's the best. I can't say enough good things about her. I love her so much. You know, we've had our ups and downs, of course. I wasn't always the best kid. In fact, I was awful at sometimes, you know, some points. But, yeah. So, again, if you were here for last week's live stream, I apologize for losing my cool. I apologize for all the bad words. I apologize for airing out family drama on a public forum. I will not delete it or anything, though. Like I said, I'm big on transparency. Whatever happens, happens. I'm very private with certain things when on this channel, but not like there's not a barrier. I just don't bring it up. So I have no problem being open and transparent. Certain things I just don't bring it up. But if it's brought up, then it's brought up. Right? I like to be an open book. I think vulnerability is important. And if I'm going to put my stupid face out here and I'm going to do videos, I want everybody to believe in my sincerity, that I'm being genuine in what I do. None of this is fake. I'm not putting on a front. It's all real. And so, yes, that was embarrassing. It was stupid. My father's an idiot. He's an imbecile. There's some trauma there, right? But it is what it is. It happened. Yeah. I also got to Astro World. Oh, dude. I have a weird affinity for the Astrodome, for Astro World, for the old stadium that was there, the Colts 45 stadium, like that whole area I love. And I finally got to swing by there last year and check out the Astrodome and stuff. NRG Stadium's there now. I love that whole area. And I actually was right underneath. I took my drone off from right underneath the old bridge that used to go to Astro World from the Astrodome. And I had no idea at the time. I didn't realize Astro World was right there until I looked it up later. So that's super cool. You got to go there. There's a great video. It might be Defunct Land on YouTube. There's a great video about the history of Astro World. I suppose as a kid, I grew up going to Disneyland, so every other theme park means nothing to me. Dude, you gotta... Life begins where your comfort zone takes a hike, right? I know you like the A's, but you gotta enjoy some other stuff too, right? And I know you like Disneyland, but gotta enjoy the other parks too. They're awesome too. Yes, Disneyland sets a crazy high bar, but you gotta enjoy things for what they are. It's like the A's and the Ballers. Yes, the Ballers aren't Major League, but at what they do, it's a fun time. Okay? Stumpo, yes, it was right next to it. I would love to ride the Big Bad Wolf. It looks like it would be awesome. Dude, it's gone now, though. We can't ride it. And that's why I'm bummed, and that's why I want to live life to the fullest. Sorry I haven't been on streams as much. Been busy with work and my manufacturing pre-apprenticeship. Dude, Ride Guy, do your thing, buddy. Do your thing. Take care of yourself. Get through that apprenticeship. Do your thing. Take care of yourself. Live a good, fulfilling life. All right? That's way more important than you showing up on my stream. We listened to John Denver live on 8-track in a VW Bug, 3 kids in the back for a 10-hour drive to Disneyland, and liked it. Dude, that's awesome. My worst road trip, I wish my cousin Pick Van was here. We were in the back seat of his mom's Jeep Cherokee, and there was 3 of us in the back seat, and my knees were like this. My knees were knocking into each other. I had so little space, and it was miserable, but it was a great trip. It was a great trip. And a VW Bug. That is crazy, dude. Finish your Galaxy Edge video. You're right. I got to finish it. Got to finish it. JBM, what up? Steph Curry did his thing. Did his thing. Love to go to Wrigley Field to watch the Cubs. Yeah, it's high on my list, dude. Thomas and Mack hold 19K. Conlon and Walls held a rally in Vegas. Thousands were turned away. Dude, yeah, and those rallies are huge. The Arizona one was wild. Yep, we were just talking about Great America. I'm going to do some more Great America stuff soon, hopefully. I really want to do my history stuff. Great America told me, the people I know, my contacts at Great America, said they're going to hook me up and let me get some access to do some history videos. So I really got to start pushing them to let me do it. But yeah, been to the other parks. They don't compare. I'm sorry. Of course they don't compare. They're not supposed to compare. They're different experiences, Gabe. Life begins where your comfort zone ends, or whatever. I've misspoken it so many times I don't even know what it is anymore. But they're not supposed to compare. They're not supposed to compare. It's different. And yet, Gabe, the picture you sent, yeah, that's what I was saying. So that's a parking lot on Catella in Disney Boulevard or whatever. It's probably going to be over there on the other side. But I'm just saying, I don't know if it will be a separate gate entrance or if you can go there from California Adventure. So it would be under the California Adventure ticket. That's where I'm not really sure. But you know. And thank you, Jamie. I know that it wasn't my fault, but I still apologize for my reaction. And, I know like some younger people can watch, and I don't want people to see me over here yelling and screaming and cussing, and, and I also just apologize for my father's behavior and for the things he said. It's embarrassing, but if I can try to be a better man, I will try. I've been trying, So yeah, I'll be at Disneyland tomorrow. And, not Disneyland. I'll be at Giants game tomorrow. Oakland A's, Giants, last Battle of the Bay, August 18th. The last Oakland A's game, September, 24th, 26th? I don't remember. Whatever day it is. And Disneyland, October 8th. That's my current plans right now. So yeah, the 49er ticket giveaway, I'm going to start it in the next day or two for the preseason game. So Mitchell, I've totally forgot. I saw you would ask me earlier. I'm not going to the game. I'm giving away the tickets, but I might go to the parking lot to do some tailgate trivia. Oh, Mark, don't worry. I'm not dropping out of this race. We're seeing this thing through. Sorry, I feel super low energy today, by the way. I hope it doesn't feel that way. I did try to take a nap before this, and I did take medicine because I had that cough, but whatever. So yeah, I'm going to give away the tickets for the preseason game. I want to do something with the Discord. I really want to grow the Discord. Gabe hates it, but I want to grow the Discord. I think having a Discord is super cool to build like a community of people that just like a variety of things, like, Oakland sports, like the 49ers, like whoever, like Disneyland. I don't care. Like if you guys rock with me and the same kinds of things I like, the Discord is a cool community for cool community for us all to just chat about random things. Chat about anything, right? So I don't know how to run the contest through the Discord, but I'm trying to think of ways. But I'm also just thinking of ways, and I'm open to ideas. This is why I put this on here, because I just want to ask you guys for ideas. How can I make sure to run these contests where deserving people are the ones getting the tickets? And most of the time it is, but occasionally it's not. And occasionally it's someone that doesn't even watch the channel, know the channel. But I also want, like I said, the way I can financially justify giving away tickets is to help promote the channel and promote what I do and what we're all trying to build here. So I just need to find ways to do it, because I gave away 4 training camp tickets. Altogether, there was about 16 entries. Something like that. Maybe 20. I don't know. It wasn't a lot though, right? And OG Carnal does the same contest and he gets 4,000 entries. Obviously, he's way bigger, right? But still, the fact that like barely anyone enters the contest on my Instagram, the Variety Show Instagram, it's like over 4,000 followers and barely anyone joins the contest. And barely anyone even sees the posts, because like the IG algorithm just does not show my posts to anyone. But like what can I do, to get those numbers up a little bit? What can I do to build excitement? Like, what would get people excited for the contest? There's another person I know does really cool stuff. I'm not even gonna say what it is. They did a contest recently for some stuff, and they had way more entries. They had like 50, 60 entries, and they have way less followers. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's not something I'm good at, I guess. So I just need tips and tricks. I'm not dropping out of this race, though. That's the one thing. Who remembers Manteca water slides? I drove by them, but I never went. Last summer jam I went to was at Shoreline. What did you think about our first preseason game? I talked about it earlier. I didn't really get to watch very much. I was at work. So unfortunately, I didn't see very much. I saw that drive with Jordan Mason getting the touchdown. But I didn't see too much, unfortunately. So it's hard for me to say. Buying my $70 roster update on Madden. Oh, the game itself. I get the joke. It took me a second. I'm slow today, folks. Because not everyone has Insta. I know, but a lot of people do. And these other contests I'm talking about, they're on Instagram. So it's like, how do I build the excitement? And the thing is, look, my live stream, I'll have like 20 people in here. It's not like this is a huge live stream. Like, honestly, I think I said this last week. I repeat myself so much. Waterloo Raspberry Nectarine, everyone. Not sponsored, but it can be. Check the business email in the description, Waterloo. These live streams do not help my channel at all. In fact, I noticed that I lose subscribers when I do these live streams. Because people probably subscribed to me years ago. They see the live stream like, what is this? Unsubscribe. They don't even remember a video I did 6 years ago. But I don't care, because I'd rather have quality over quantity. And if I get to hang out with you guys and chat with you guys and build a rapport, that's more valuable than just like raw numbers of just adding people. So yeah, like even if I did the contest on YouTube, I barely get any viewers. So I don't know. How do you build that? I don't know. Yeah, I keep hearing Mustafa did good, so it's nice that here in Portland it's been really hot for a month straight. I'm talking in the 90s consistently. That's nice. You like that? Ooh, scares me. Hi, Delia. Hello. My Seahawks looked pretty good in the first half. Couldn't watch the second half because of work. I'll talk about. Do you think any players will team up after winning gold together? Ant-Man and Steph seem kind of close. I feel like a lot of them want to now. I don't know if they will, but they definitely want to. I had a Dr. Pepper earlier, I think, or I had a Coke. I had something with caffeine. I should have had more, though, because I have no energy. Remember the Manteca water slides? I remember going to Great America as a kid. I'm so old. I remember going to the Marine World ones in Redwood City. Oh, dude. Mark. Did I show this before? Hold on. Oh, dang it. Oh. The Marine World Africa USA official trainer button. And I have a Marine World ticket or something somewhere around here. I don't know where it is, though. But my family lived in Redwood City. I'm from Redwood City originally, so my mom went to Marine World, but it closed before I was born. So when I went, it was in Vallejo. And I haven't been back since it changed to Six Flags, actually. Maybe give away tickets to the home opener. I already sold those tickets. Yeah. I mean, look, it's hard with the tickets because I financially I'm stretched, so it's not like I can just do whatever I want. But yeah, no, yeah, I never got to go to Marine World in Redwood City before my time. I'm also bummed out because I thought the lagoon in front of Oracle was the original lagoon for Marine World, but it's not. It's the same piece of land, but the lagoon was moved. I found some aerial photos, and I was bummed out because I always drove by those lagoons and thought they were Marine World lagoons, but they're not. Vegas, 32 days above 105, 7 days above 115, 120 record day. Good Lord, dude. Oh, I was saying it was a relief. It was only 80 today. That makes sense. Man, it's old school, Dylan. I believe they moved to Vallejo in 86. Yeah, so when I went in the early 90s, I loved Marine World as a kid. It was funny because, like, going to Marine World felt like such a long trip, but it really wasn't that long. But as a kid, it felt like we were driving across the country. In the Northwest, the few water parks we have are all indoors. I've never been to an indoor water park. I want to do that. What's the Great Wolf Lodge or whatever? I want to try one of those. Check it out. But yeah, so I'll do the giveaway, ticket giveaway on mostly Instagram probably. I might post something on YouTube. I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm trying to have it up in the next day or two for the first preseason game. And also, I need help filming next week at the game. I'm not going into the game, just at the tailgate. So if that would work for anyone, or if anyone's already going to be there, I could definitely use help because I would like to film some tailgate trivia. Waterloo, everybody. Not sponsored, but it can be. Hit the business email in the description. Yeah, there's so many things, man. There's so many things I want to film and go do, but I don't have anyone to help me film. And certain things I just can't really film alone. You know, like when I do the interviews and the trivia and all that, unless I like walked around with a tripod and set it up, but that would have its own challenges. Unless I do that, I can't do it alone, and I don't really have anyone to help me film most of the time. So that's always a hurdle, you know. I have a vlog camera. I can help you. Well, I would use my camera, so I don't need an extra camera. I just need someone to hold it. But hit me up if you can go to the game for the tailgate. Been a Great Wolf Lodge near Olympia, Washington in December. It was probably middle school when we went up. How was it? Does it have water slides or whatever, or is it just like a big pool? Is it like a wave pool or something? It's hard to tell. I've never really like watched a video of it. I've only seen like pictures. But one day I'm gonna put up members only video of this here since we were talking about it. That's me in an Edgerrin James jersey. In the Club 33, the original old school elevator. I got to go to Club 33 once. I forgot how old I was. I was like 19, something like that. But yeah, I want to put out a members only video. You can see I'm holding a camcorder, so I want to put out a video with all that footage. Here's the problem though. I sucked at filming. Oh, did I suck? Where did the Niners hold training camp in the 80s and early 90s? That is a good question. I'd help them a little far away. Yeah, you are. You gotta come to the States, man. Hello, have you thought about making stuff about stadiums in Latin America? You are welcome in Peru. Absolutely, I have. I absolutely have thought about that. I need someone to give me a list. Oh, they do have water slides. Not Santa Clara. Would they move to Santa Clara? 92. Headquarters was in Redwood City before Santa Clara at Red Morton Park, and they did mini camp in Rockland. Also, the Oakland Roots, there's been some significant steps to them being able to possibly build a stadium in the Malibu lot next to the Oakland Coliseum and Oakland Arena, as it's now called, which would be super cool. That would be exciting. And, dang, what was the other thing I was going to say? Dang it. Stockton? They played in Stockton. I don't remember Stockton. I know Rockland. Rockland up by Sacramento, they would do camps. I don't know. Dang it, what was I gonna say? Why I mentioned the Oakland Roots? Don't remember. It's over. His brain's gone, folks. His brain don't work. Brain don't work. So yeah, check out Instagram and all that. And you think the Oakland Roots should try and join the MLS if the Earthquakes move to Vegas? I could see that happening. I've actually talked about that. So yeah, I could see Fisher trying to take the Earthquakes to Vegas because Vegas is trying to get an MLS team. So John Fisher, if he's able to move the A's to Vegas, which I still don't think will happen, but if he's able to move the A's to Vegas, I could see him approaching the MLS and saying, I already have a team. It's already established. We can rebrand, whatever, because Earthquakes is connected to San Jose. We could rebrand, and that would make it easier. And then I could see Oakland Roots petitioning to the MLS to try to get accepted. I could definitely see that happening. Speaking of, there is a small chance, it's not a huge chance yet, but there's a small chance that the Sharks could be looking for a new home, which opens the door to them leaving San Jose. Obviously, I hope not. But it's also, what's super interesting about that to me is the Sharks have been embraced as a mascot of San Jose. People call San Jose the Shark Tank. It's used in all kinds of branding for San Jose now. Yeah, that would be wild, right? If then the team moved and all this stuff that's named after the Sharks. I don't see how the MLS would abandon the whole Bay Area. It's a big media market. Yeah, for sure. So that's how I could see the Roots would move up a league. Yeah, no, I don't. The A's going to Vegas is stupid. It's stupid for everything, for everybody. Stupid for everybody. I forgot there was something about the Roots I was going to talk about. I still haven't put out my Roots video. It's almost done. I'm sorry. Been busy. The whole thing with my dad last week threw me off. I do have some good news. I think my brother might visit and we can film some stuff. Anything else? Anything else I should say? Any other questions, comments, concerns? Vegas don't want the A's. The A's don't want Vegas. You know? Yeah, I'll be at the Giants game tomorrow. Okay? If anyone happens to be there, say hi. I don't see the Sharks leaving San Jose just because the Sharks have a solid fan base, had a really bad season. I mean, I don't think they're going to leave, but obviously there's a chance. Um, whenever there's a dispute like that, there's a chance. But the SAP Center is getting old. I get it, but every team wants shiny new toys. They could do a refurbishment to SAP Center. Yeah, I would think so. I mean, there's a lot of space in there. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't see why. Like, what do they need that they don't have? You know what I mean? If anything, they could even add on to it and take some of the upper parking lot away, and they could add some more, lounge stuff for the VIPs, all the stuff they want. Have they broken ground? No, I don't believe so. I think they're still demolishing Tropicana. For the locals in Vegas are lukewarm. Yeah, dude, a lot of them are already fans of other teams. There's a lot of transplants, and then there's a lot of Vegas locals that grew up with another team already. And the A's just don't fit Vegas. They don't fit the vibe. They don't, a team should fit the vibe of the city they're from. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Vegas is supposed to be like a glitzy, flashy type of thing, and you have this old school traditional blue collar team. It just doesn't fit. It's stupid. You should have a shiny new team with cool, colorful, I don't know. It's having this old school green and yellow team. None of it makes sense, man. None of it makes sense. 38th in TV market. That's crazy. We're having to preserving stadiums unless they're dangerous for fans and players. They don't care anymore. Oh, dude, have fun, Cyrus. Unfortunately, I won't. I will be there Sunday. I mean, Raiders fit in because they're able to. They almost lean into like the Darth Vader stuff, They're like, it's almost sci-fi. With the stadium and their practice facility and shiny presentation, so it fits more. They adjusted, but an old school team with that old school A's logo, it just doesn't fit the vibe of Vegas at all. Rob, that's actually that's my prediction. I think the A's are going to get stuck in Sacramento. I don't think they're going to make it to Vegas. I think they get stuck in Sacramento, and John Fisher, when it all falls through, he's just going to be like, screw it, I'm out, and then Vivek will buy it. Yeah, Mark, I'm telling you guys, that's my prediction. Dude, you just got back from Knott's? Gabe and Natalie are at Disneyland. You guys are 8 miles apart, dude. And Gabe not going to Knott's is a crime. It's a crime. Waterloo, everybody. Not a sponsorship, but it can be. Email in the description. All right. Yeah, Raiders fans are blue collar as well, but I mean that's where there is a disconnect. But Raiders fans vacation in Vegas. So there's that connection, but I don't know. Like Raiders, because of like the silver and black, they're able to like do this cleaner look, this cleaner version of their branding. The A's, it's different. The A's will always look old school, which is to their benefit. It's awesome that they're this like traditional looking team with their logo still looks like an old school logo, and they have so much history, so much a storied past from Philadelphia, from Connie Mack, right? Like all that stuff. So they just do not fit the Vegas vibe. Sutter Health Park gets hot. Absolutely. They could redo Arco Park. Legion is the most expensive, and the team isn't worth seeing. Dude, I hope everyone watched Receiver, because that was funny. It doesn't seem fairly blue collar outside of the strip. No, it is. It is, but the vibe of the city and what they represent, it clashes. Like Vegas is supposed to be glitzy, and they're supposed to have like Just, I mean, the Raiders stadium is it's a perfect example. It's all flashy and like cutting edge, you know? Like, so the Raiders are able to lean into that because their branding worked. But I just don't think the A's branding works like that. I think the A's should have done, like the Howard Terminal ballpark and do like Oracle Park or Camden Yards, Coors Field, an old school baseball stadium, lean into the history, not this flashy glass stadium on the strip. It's just weird. Kings owner obviously cares. He did a good job with the Golden One Center. I mean, I've already done my Vivek rant. He's done really good things for Sacramento, but it's all self-serving because he wants to be the king of Sacramento. So it works out for the fans, but I wouldn't trust the guy. They will probably schedule night games during the summer. Originally from Sacramento, I laugh if they end up redoing Arco Park. That would be crazy, right? Almost 40 years later. That's true. It's not like Portland or even Seattle. Yeah. But, all right, the ticket giveaway will start this week. Yeah, they give Vegas an expansion team. The Vegas Elvises. The Vegas Siegfried and Roys. The Vegas Penn and Tellers. The Vegas Fountains. Ticket giveaway for the first preseason game will start soon, and then, of course, I will give away at least one more game throughout the season, so make sure that you're following the Instagram at Variety Show with 2 V's. Join the Discord. I think that's it, man. I'm sorry I was so low energy tonight. After last week, I lost all my energy, yelling and screaming. The Vegas slot machines, the Vegas high rollers. It's just like, it's so funny they'll lean into gambling nowadays, you know? No, there is obviously some cool ideas they could lean into. The Vegas dipping into my son's college fund. Zzz. The Vegas bookies. That's what it should be. The Vegas bookies. But yeah, I appreciate you guys and thank you for always supporting. And I hope you guys, can enjoy all the videos, not just the sports ones. I know those are the most popular, but I love the other ones so much. And I got a lot of cool stuff on the way. I just need to get it done. Brian, what up, man? Vegas like Nashville when it comes to sports. We need to grow our brand. Our brand is Aces 3-peat. I agree with you. I appreciate all of you. Shot Simple, and if there's any other members see this, I did put out a new members only video at Great America when I dealt with the domestic dispute. The Vegas weddings, the Vegas shotgun weddings, or whatever. The Vegas ill-thought vows. All right. Appreciate you guys. Vertlife, you know what it is. Like, subscribe, share, do all the cool things the cool kids do. We're all about the cool kids, okay? We're all about the cool kids here. We're all cool kids, okay? Go Niners, go Giants, and Steph Curry, let's get ready and let's make another run, okay? Let's make another run, baby. Vegas also has the Golden Knights win the championship. Yep, great night, great week. Thank you, appreciate you. Doesn't drop out of the. I don't drop out of the race. We're seeing this thing through. Okay? I gotta do merch for that. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Vertlife.